My name is Mandy and my baby is taking a nap, and so it is a perfect time to film a video. Today I'm going to be talking about popular book series that I haven't finished. Now, a disclaimer for you, this is not a book of series that I won't ever finish, it's just book series that I haven't finished yet. There are a variety of reasons for why I haven't finished them, and I will explain it when I get to each individual series, but the basic gist is I haven't read all the books. I just haven't gotten around to it. The first book series that I have not finished is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I read the first 3 books and half of the 4th book. To be honest, I can't tell you exactly why I never finished the 4th book. I have a desire to finish the series. I think my baby just woke up. Look who's awake. She's tired, huh? The biggest thing stopping me from finishing the Lunar Chronicles is that I was reading it just before I got pregnant. Do you see yourself? She likes seeing babies. I was pregnant when I started reading the last book. To be honest, that was like 2 years ago, and I don't remember. The other thing is, I don't remember what happens in the books. And so to finish the book series, I'm gonna have to start all over again. I'm not sure if I want to put all the time into reading them. For those of you who have not read the Lunar Chronicles, the first book at least is a sci-fi futuristic retelling of Cinderella. The main girl is a cyborg. To be honest, that wasn't a type of book that really appealed to me back in the day when it came out. Are you going to destroy my bookshelf again, Evie? I just put all the books back, you know.
Yes.
Yes. I still can't get over how cute she is sometimes. I never thought that I would enjoy reading a sci-fi fairy tale retelling, but I loved it. I don't remember what I loved about it at this point, but I know that I rated it 5 stars on my Goodreads. That counts for something, right? I may need to stop this until she takes her next nap. Either way, I just need to build myself up to taking the time to reading those books again. I know that I will like them again, but in addition to that, there are so many other books that I want to read now too. It's hard to think about putting the time into rereading a whole series like that, especially where the books are huge. Now, I know they have book recaps out there. I've looked at some, but I didn't really connect or remember. I think that the fact that I read these just before I got pregnant really says a lot for my mental ability to recall what happened. I think I would spend most of the final book, Winter, in a confused state, and I don't know if I want that while I'm reading. The next book series that I have not finished is Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. This book right here, The Ruby Circle, is the final book in the Bloodlines series, and this is literally the only book I have left to read. The Bloodlines series is the spin-off series from the Vampire Academy. It follows a couple of characters from Vampire Academy and their life after the events of the last book. I don't want to say too much about this, but I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed the Bloodlines series in the beginning. I loved the romance in it, I loved the characters, I had such a fun time reading this continuation into the world that Rochelle Mead created. When I got to the end of the 5th book, Silver Shadows, I could not wait for this book to come out. I was so excited to read it. There was a lot of time in between when I read the 5th book and when this book came out. By the time that this book came out, I had lost the enthusiasm and I wasn't sure if it was what I wanted to read. One of these days, I will finish it. The third popular series that I have not finished yet is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I know this series gets a lot of hate, but I actually really enjoyed it in the beginning. It is about a futuristic world where you have people with red blood and people with silver blood. The people with silver blood have powers. It depends on their family, what powers they've inherited, and then the people with red blood have no powers whatsoever. Our main character is a red blood, and out of nowhere, it turns out that she has powers as well, and they are much stronger than any normal silver blood. I ate through the first few books of this series. I bought this book pretty soon after it came out. My biggest issue with when it came out is that I had a newborn baby at home. I got about 200 pages in before... Yeah. I couldn't read while I was nursing, and by the time that we put her to bed at night, I was so exhausted that I had no brain power to read it. Then we had to move, And I think it was right around the time that we moved that I just stopped reading. It got put off to the side and I didn't have it right there with me in our new apartment. And so I haven't finished it. It is one that I want to finish because I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed the world. One of these days I will finish, I promise. I swear that most of these I did not finish because I was pregnant. Any other mothers out there will hopefully understand. The next book series is also one I did not finish because I was pregnant. That is The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I read the first one and I think it must have just been because of my brain set, but I wasn't really into it. I actually have all 3 books, but I couldn't get into the second one. No, don't hit that. So even though I own all 3 books, they are currently in storage. I haven't read them. The next series I haven't finished will highlight the other reason I have for not finishing books. That book series is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I just ate through the first 3 books. It was awesome. By the time that I finished those 3, the 4th book was out, but I didn't have a chance to read it. I think I was in school at the time and didn't have access to a library that had it. Fast forward a few years and there are now 7 books. I know that I would have to reread the first 3 and then read another 4, and I just don't know if I want to put the time into it. I have heard that a lot of people have lost favor with it. That lessens my desire to keep reading them. The final book series that I have not finished is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. As you can see, I have purchased this book as well, and I fully have plans to read it. Before I read it though, I want to reread the other 2. My biggest problem is that the other 2 are currently in storage. I know that I could find a copy of this book somewhere. I've seen them at my library, but I have the physical copies and I've only read them once. It is the stubborn part of me that wants to reread the copies that I have. Not for any sentimental value, but because I paid money for those books, and if I'm going to reread them, I want to reread the copies that I paid money for. So the stubborn part of me is not going to read Always and Forever Laura Jean until I have had a chance to reread my copies of To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You. On the bright side, the contract for our apartment runs out in mid-August, and after that we are planning on moving into a 3-bedroom place. With a 3rd bedroom, that means I will get an office to put all of my books out. One of the first things I will do when I get all of my books back is read To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You. When it comes down to it, I've got to reread them before the new Netflix movie comes out, right? Be careful with those books. Yesterday she ripped out a page of a library book. Yep, that's my daughter. But also, shh, don't tell the library. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about the book series that I haven't finished yet. Yet is the operative word. Hopefully you don't hate me for not having finished your favorite series. Let me know which series you think are worth my time to finish and what ones you think I can just bury and not finish. Hopefully someday soon I will be able to shorten this list. If someone in the comments lets me know what their favorite book from this list was, maybe I will make the effort to put that on my TBR next month. Unless it's Always and Forever Laura Jean. Because as I said, I'm waiting until I have all my books back. Evie's back to say goodbye! If you like what you saw today, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow me on all of my social media. I will link that below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Thanks for putting up with my baby in the background.